Welcome back, traders. MACD Master here. We are Friday, October 24th, 2025, and a follow-up on, my very first video. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm even impressed there's 4 views on there. Obviously, one of them is mine, but even to have 3 views, this is a brand spanking new channel. My first video and not a single follower or subscriber. Yeah, I'm impressed I even have 3 people that saw it. Okay, so let's continue on here with this MACD divergence on the 4-hour and a bounce for you to exit if you got caught at the top. I shared with you in that video how not only was there a divergence on the 4-hour, but as well as the 1-hour, and here's the 15 minutes showing you it's about to pop. So as you can see on the screen, we hit that low right around here, which worked out to the MACD hitting the bottom here. We hit a lower low, and yes, the divergence was clear as day, and there's a breakout right as I'd warned it would. Now, yeah, I'm gonna get back to this because, you know, if you watch that last video, that's why I'm making these videos, because anyone who's a trader, and if you're going to a place like TradingView, you have to be very careful. There are people out there that are flat out pumpers, liars. I've proven that. I've screenshot their shit, and even in this video here, you get to see the moderator who flat out lied again. I'm the dude, by the way, because you can see the person in the background says, damn, who got rid of MACD Master? Yeah, he did. He says, I tried to take on the final boss. It's bullshit, and I'll prove that to you again. I got the proof because they sent me the message. I can see exactly who banned me. All right, so going back to trading, here is the Bitcoin US dollar 1-week chart. You can clearly see a MACD diversion. This is important. This is why I shorted at the top. October 10th, that was Friday, October 10th, before the big drop. Yes, I got evidence of that. And this is why everyone's starting attacking me and telling me, no, the MACD divergences on the weekly and the daily, they mean nothing. They're all full of shit over there, okay, guys? This is important. And I also shared how I double-checked my stance, my opinions, based on various chat programs. I even showed in the last video how I did a search to see if anybody else had noticed the divergence on the 4-hour. And yes, they had. Not very many of us, but a couple of us did. Long story short, this crypto chat analyzer says, yes, you're absolutely right. I misunderstood your target at first. You're aiming for a drop to 83K, not above. Then yes, based on the current technicals, there is a solid possibility that BTC could head lower from here. Given what? Given the bearish divergences on both the daily and the weekly charts, which is exactly the horn that I've been blowing since I showed up there Friday, October 10th, before the big drop. In fact, I actually showed up earlier that week. I believe it was at least 3 different occasions trying to warn people, but there were so many bulls in there. My voice was quickly, just vanished, and it doesn't matter. At least I got the proof now. I showed up on that Friday morning. So it says, given the bearish divergence, there's a strong likelihood that Bitcoin could experience more downward movement. The divergences typically suggest weakening upward momentum. You guys getting this? I know the bulls, you hate me, but I don't give a shit. It's not about me, wanting Bitcoin to go down. It's me reading the charts telling you where it's going. So you take it with a grain of salt. I don't care. Again, this is not financial advice. These are all my own personal opinions of what's happening in the crypto world. So as well as the charts, all my own personal opinions. And since they haven't resolved yet, that's important. The weekly and daily divergences, the bearish divergence, have not resolved yet. Bitcoin could be setting up for a larger correction. In fact, if Bitcoin is unable to break through key resistance levels, the next logical target for a potential drop could be around 83K or even lower, baby cakes, depending on how the divergences play out in the coming days. The daily and weekly time frames indicate that momentum is still bearish, so a pullback or deeper drop seems more likely than what? An immediate bounce. Goes on, in summary, I do agree that the combination of the MACD divergence suggests a higher probability of further downside potentially towards 83K or below in the short to medium term. Oh, buttercups, it's important. And like I said, I don't ask one chat, I go ask various chats. you can hit your space bar and read this whole thing as you want, but it goes on to say the weekly chart divergence. A divergence on the weekly chart is more significant because it reflects the long-term trends. This is why I was upset when they banned me and came out and said everything I'd said about the MACD was false. Yeah, bullshit. Bullshit. So, in the previous video, I shared how there was a cyclical cycle for Bitcoin. And I want to thank the young man that shared that with me in the TradingView cryptocurrency chat room, because I was not aware of this. I've been trading Bitcoin since 2017, was not aware. No one ever shared this with me. And thank you so much. It just adds a little, cream on top to making sure that I've got this right. So 2015, that was the low. And as you can see, it eventually breaks out. And for the next 1,064 days before it hits a high, and then continues selling off now for the next 364 days. That's right. Wash, rinse, repeat. As I said, since 2017, I'd noticed that the crypto market was controlled. There's no way that all the coins suddenly at exactly the same hour can suddenly start going up or suddenly start going up. That's impossible. Impossible. Long story short, as you can see here, 2019, same thing. It hits a bottom. That's the blue section, by the way. Hits a bottom, continues rising for 1,064 days until it finally hits a top, and then it drops for the what? Next 364 days until it hits a bottom. That was in late 2022, and rises back up after that. And for the next 1,064 days, it brings us to this current cycle right now in 2025. Again, this is not trading advice. These are my observations, my opinions. You do what you want. I'm just sharing with you what I've found. So again, hit the space bar or whatever pause button on your device so you can read all of this if you want, but I'm just going to go for the juice of it. So here are the cycles of each rally. And over here on the right, it says the duration in days of each rally. So that 21 to 2013 lasted 743 days. The rally from 2015 bottom to 2017 highs, that was 1,068. The bottom in 2018 to the top in 2021 was 1,061. And well, at time when this was made, it said that was on October 6th, we had reached 1,050 days. But this would be based on, depending what charts they're using for this. So according to this here, it's Coin Market Cap, Investopedia, and Reuters aggregated market records. So that's apparently where this data is coming from, if you're wondering. Long story short, there seems to be a cycle there. No? Anyways, doesn't matter. Let them shit on me. I don't care. I'm just sharing what I've found. And it's so easy for me to kind of keep track of people who are poo-pooing me, on me in the TradingView cryptocurrency chat room, because my name seems to come up a lot and I happen to use that chart an awful lot, and the chat's right there on the right. Yeah. Now the good thing is people can shit on me as much as they want, but there's people that are noticing MACD Trader was right. Yeah, I am right. Don't worry, I'll be right. And same with Angus here saying that I tried to take on the final boss. Yeah, it's Angus, apparently the final boss. So, yeah, is he lying? Absolutely. I told you guys, he's a fucking lying piece of shit, and so is this guy here. This is another moderator. So I came out on October 10th, warning the big drop. I traded it live, giving new targets as it dropped. And then just 3 days later, the bullshit starts piling on because I start explaining how to use the MACD divergences, and they don't like that. So I think I was set up this first time because out of nowhere, someone asked me, how do I feel about the USA versus Israel? And well, you can see my response. Love the USA and Israel. Well, I got a problem with the Zionists and their genocide agenda and all that other shit that I've been discovering since 2007. So, long story short, that was a 1 hour ban the first time around. He comes right back at me here the very next day. That's the 14th. Same guy, same clown. Again, 12-hour ban this time. Yeah. And go read what I wrote. I won't move here, so it's very steady. But you can see what I wrote, right? So I didn't say anything bad, except for the haters. And then I went on to say about the teen clowns. So the house rule I wrote, well, I gotta be nice. I can't call them names. They can shit all over me, by the way. And I got lots of evidence on that. Even if moderator's saying he's lying, yeah, but call me a liar right now. Go right in my comment section in this video, and I'll go prove to you you guys are full of shit, and I am right again. So yeah, I had figured him out by then. He was nitpicking, and he let all the haters pile on me, say a whole bunch of shit. The moment I defend myself and call them a clown, teen clowns, suddenly I get a ban for 12 hours. What a shit show. When you look at everything that's being said in that place, joke. So October 15th, again, now I got a 1-day ban. Oh, he's feeling like a pro now at this point. You know, he's, like I said, I knew back then I was on their watch list because of my accuracy. So again, same thing, he goes on October 20th, again, we're sorry, we're giving you a week ban. So it wasn't Angus that gave me the ban, it was profit through patience. So yeah, Angus, don't lie about me, buddy. And buddy, he's a fucking piece of shit, actually. He's not a buddy. He's a lying piece of shit. He went and lied to everyone about the MACD, made fun of me and my MACD, you know, just whatever. I don't care. What's important is that there's people out there paying attention, and I've got the paperwork to prove that I shorted at the top on October 10th before the big drop. So now, as far as this whole 4-hour divergence, I believe it's played out, and we potentially could be setting up here to drop maybe Monday morning. I believe things will fall back on track, and you may have noticed here in the comments, where was it? Right about here. That was October 15th. Look at you go, bro, a real pumper. Glad I'm screen capturing what you're saying so I can point out to others in the very near future how you're just a pumper who doesn't even know how to read charts. This is this clown here. So let's go look on the 15th where he was pumping it. 15th, we'll go on the daily here first, and the 15th worked out to this day right here. Oops, right there. There's the 15th, and there's the chart. It kept dropping. Yeah. So it's unfortunate. Like I said, these guys are liars, they're scammers, they're pumpers. I've got the evidence. Hang tight, it's going to be fun. We're all going to make money as this Bitcoin rolls down. There's some support down at that 83, and what I'm actually looking at, you know, the big picture on this, you know, because that's when you're trading, you can't be focused on the daily chart. You got to have a weekly and a monthly. You got to have a bigger outlook on what's happening. So what I believe is what may happen here. I believe this may be the head area. Oops, I didn't mean to move that, but whatever. This would be the head area. This would be the right shoulder. And what I'm hoping is a drop down, potentially, like I said, to 83K, 84K. And that would give me the neckline of my head and shoulders. And then I would expect a bounce from that 83, 84K back up. I'm hoping this is how it plays out. Back up to that 102 range to create the left shoulder, and it eventually trading sideways just like it did here on the right shoulder, right? I'm expecting a very similar up and down here, and then frickin' kerplunk. So I'm not sure this will go this way. I'm just telling you this is a potential play, or potentially how this may play out. It's not guaranteed. I'm just, you know, it's basically week by week and keeping an eye on the MACD and trying to see if the play is over at this point. And I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think these guys are in a whole lot of trouble. It's just, it's not looking bullish at all. So I'm going to end this video here. Hope to see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube, MACD Master. I'm opening up a, what's my daughter called it? Kicks. Apparently it's another live streaming site, and hopefully I'll be live streaming my BTC trades. Might even get into scalping it, and you'll be able to watch me here and over at Kicks. Anyways, have a great weekend. Ciao for now.